guys, so I'm driving here, and I have some time. I'm going to catch up with you guys. So, who's this channel for? I mean, you're here. You saw the name of the channel. Depending what platform you're on, you're either watching Be Fucking Bold, or you're watching Bold Possibilities. The word bold got your attention. So, who is this channel for? This channel and these videos are for people. And again, there's not one thing that's for everybody. Right? We all know that. That's why they have a million channels out there. But there is something for somebody. And I'm not sure where you're at in your spiritual development, your spiritual path along your personal development journey. But I can tell you my intention for this channel, these channels and these videos, is for people who were like myself, who are like I was. I'm driving on I-75 here, trying to pay attention to the traffic and speak to you guys at the same time. So my intention is to provide insight and knowledge and examples and personal experiences and stories for people who may be in a situation where I was when I was going through my darkest days of debilitating depression, paralyzing anxiety, and major suicidal ideation. And 99% of my brain was trying to kill myself. There was that 1% that I had to get a hold of. And I had to get the attention of that 1% of my brain that was fighting to stay alive. In order to do that, I had to really, I got raw. Like I said before, I went 0 dark 30 in the fucking depression. I had to annihilate it. I had to literally annihilate it. So you have 99% of myself to try and take me out. You have 1% that's fighting to stay alive. What do you think I did? I got fucking bold. And that's what these videos are about. So the people I'm relating to with these videos are those of you who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. The fucking depression, the fucking anxiety, if you're going through suicidal ideation, all that negative shit that you're sick and fucking tired of going through, I'm talking to that part of your brain, trying to get its attention. The part of your brain that's trying to destroy you, we have to annihilate. And that 1% of the brain, maybe like in the situation I was, we have to give it hope and courage and belief. And I'm fucking proud of you for even turning this video on, knowing that it says be fucking bold. That tells me and that tells yourself that you want something more than what you've been getting. And being fucking bold is what it took for me to be on the other side of major depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation. I tried everything else. I did the conventional therapy, prescribed over 25 different medications. You know my story. Nothing was working. I had to get the attention of the part of me that was fighting to stay alive. I looked myself in the mirror when I had that pearl handle pistol in my hand, contemplating suicide. Is life even worth living? Is this how... There you go. Is this how it ends? Right here, right now. So that's who I'm talking to, you guys. And I-75 is getting kind of congested here as the truck was driving my fucking lane. The box truck back there. Anyway, so I want you to understand something, and this may or may not be something you may not want to hear right now, but can I just be honest with you? You are not your depression. And depression is not your problem. And I believe the only reason you're living a life of depression is because up until this point, nobody has effectively shown you how to live a depression-free life. Now, that may be kind of bold for me to say that, but again, I am being bold because that's exactly what I had to say to myself to get my brain's attention and start changing things in my life. You see, my mission is to break the stigma around mental health and to give people like you the hope, courage, and belief that you can overcome any mental health challenge you're facing. And I really, really deeply fucking believe that. Because if you knew where I was and where I am, you would say, shit, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm very proud of you for being on this channel and even considering taking these bold steps. But the work that you do to get on the other side of it pales in comparison to living a life with it. My purpose is to help you live your best life by discovering the best version of yourself, and depression is not the best version of yourself. Fair? You want to experience emotional freedom. I really believe that. I really believe we all want that. The problem becomes we get so entrenched in that negative cycle of depression that we start believing it's our identity because we experience it on a daily basis, and it becomes almost a part of our identity. It's not your destiny. It's not your identity. You weren't born broken. You were not born depressed. We are born complete as miracles in God's highest form of all creation. And again, I'll say it again. And too often, we learn the language of depression, or we don't learn how not to be depressed. So I really want to share my personal experiences with you guys to help you conquer whatever it is you're going through, to give you some hope and belief that you can fucking do this. I had to become so optimistic. In the eye of the hurricane, I'm being beat up by depression, paralyzing anxiety, suicidal ideation, and there's 1% of me fighting to stay alive, and I had to use that 1% to be optimistic as fuck. I had to literally take that 1% and then expand on it, because the other part of me, the momentum, was going in the opposite direction. So that 1% is what I had to get a hold of. And slowly but surely, that 1% now has become 100%. It's amazing. It's amazing what the human brain can do when it's programmed properly. And I'm trying to share some insight and personal experiences to help you reprogram, recreate the brain. I literally had to recreate and build a new brain. There's no other way I can explain it. Neuroplasticity, neural pathways, it's all real. It's amazing what the human brain can do. It really is. And I'm not sure if you saw me, if this is your first video or watching or not, but you know that I have said this several times. You are a miracle in God's highest form of all creation. If you meditate on that and ask yourself, what does it feel like to know that I am a miracle in God's highest form of creation? Take it a step further. Okay, you may be saying, well, I don't feel that way. Okay, that's an affirmation that I used several thousand times over the last several years. But I based that affirmation on a hardcore fact. And that fact is how you were created from a liquid substance. And the millions of sperm that did not make it to the egg, you made it. You are created, and all the odds were going against you. You defied all the odds. And in 9 months after that sperm hit the egg, there you were. A complete human being. Born perfect. Now, if you expand on that and really think about that process of life, how at the 9th month you had a brain, eyes, ears, nose, legs, veins, arteries, it just goes on, cells, on and on and on. Just do the research of it. If you have to, go Google the hard facts of the miracle of life and just really ponder that. Let yourself be in awe. Now we're coming to a halt here in I-75. Let yourself be in awe of that process of life. And when you pair that fact, there's nobody on this planet can argue with me that's how we were created. It is a hard fact. And to me, I allowed my brain to become fascinated by that process. Literally, it took a little bit, but it was starting to work. The more I thought about it, the more in amazement I was about it. Think about that. Understand how you were created. And then when you say I'm a miracle and God's highest form of all creation, you pair it with the fact of how you were created, and your brain's going to like it. Your brain is going to start to say, well, shit, man, you know what? I always knew how I was created, but never sat there and thought about in specific detail and really gave it some thought to the point where you became in awe. Like, just let your mind become an amazement by it. Like, it's fascinating. And then out of that, you are a supernatural being having a supernatural experience, living a life of infinite possibilities and unlimited potential. And depression is not part of the supernatural recipe. It's not. So I'm going to encourage you, do not settle for less than what you deserve to be. I'm going to encourage you to execute the power of belief in something much bigger than maybe you've even imagined. Create the person you were born to be by visualizing your future self into existence. I'm giving you everything I got, you guys. I hope it's landing. I hope you're taking some of this and you're applying it to your supernatural transformation. I really do. And you know how to get a hold of me. It's not your first video you ever watch. When you subscribe and hit me back and DM and message and all that other good stuff, you're telling me that it's making sense. You can even ask me specific questions about how I did certain things, and I'll share with you everything I did. Again, I'm proud that you took the first step to be here on this channel watching something that says be fucking bold. That says a lot about your character. That tells me and tells yourself you don't want to settle for anything less than what you absolutely deserve. So hit me back, and I want to hear from you, and I'll share with you whatever I can. In the meantime, be fucking bold. Take that first bold step in your transformation of your new self. And I will see you in the next video.